Hello everyone, my name is Matt Keller. I'm joined today by my partners Drew Allgood and Yilin Chen. Today we are going to give a brief explanation of kite fighting. We're going to discuss the history, the type of kites that get used, as well as some of the rules of fighting. So kite fighting is a really popular pastime in a lot of Asian countries, especially, including Afghanistan, India, Vietnam, and Korea. It's also spread through out the world to many other countries, including places like Brazil and South America. And some countries, such as Korea, can trace this activity all the way back to around 5 or 600 AD. Many cultures use them in many different ways. They use them to celebrate things, just as a fun hobby that people can do. So it's a really, there's a large variation of what all goes into kite fighting. So now Drew is going to talk a little bit about the types of kites that get used.
Kite fighting is a very old sport found throughout the world. The type of kite used in the sporting really just varies based on what region you're in. So, for example, I have a few kites here. This first kite, as you can see, is a Korean kite, and this is a kite from Afghanistan, where it is one of the most popular sports around. As you notice between the two kites, really they're the same. They have very similar characteristics. They just vary on the decoration and the design a little bit. Most are made from lightweight materials such as bamboo and paper, but some of the newer ones are being made with fiberglass. And the point of the game really is to cut the opponent's string. So the string is the most important part of the kite. They are generally covered in a glue-like substance, which makes them harder to cut. And this is used for defense. But then inside the glue, they also put shards of glass, or and sometimes even knives or razors, to attack the other kites because you have to defend, but you also have to attack and cut the other opponent's kites. Now I'm going to pass it on to Yilin to talk a little bit about the rules of kite fighting.
The rules of the kite fighting varies from one place to the other. There are mainly 3 types of the competition. The first 2 types are line karting contests. Those kites are flown by abrasive line, or they have the knives on their line, so they can cut their opponent's line. The first one is 2 kite flyers compete with each other. The person who cuts his opponent's line wins the game. The second one is many kite flyers compete with each other. Only the person has the largest kite in the air wins the game. The last one is a variant of kite flying, where the aim is not to cut your opponent's line, but capture your opponent's kite and bring it to the ground. Just like line karting, it can be played by 2 people or numerous kite flyers together. Now, Matt will have a brief conclusion for it.
Thank you for joining us to learn a little bit about kite fighting. There's plenty more to read about, but we have at least given a brief explanation of its history, some of the types of kites that get used, as well as some of the rules. Thank you for joining us.